mambo ya umoja wa Waluhya imekuwa ni kama kitendawili ambacho hakijateguliwa tangu marehemu Wamalwa kijana aage dunia.
Lazima tujipange kama jamii namba 2 Kenya in terms of population. We will no longer be classified as others.
Unakuja hapa unasimama unasema sisi we are the second largest.
Kuna wale viongozi ambao wamekuwa kwa kule mbele, lakini tunaona kwamba masuala ya jamii hayaangalii kikamilifu, na ndiposa tumejitokeza sisi kama viongozi ambao tuko sasa, tuanze ule mjadala, alafu tukitoka hapa kuna mipango mingine ambayo tumepanga ili mjadala uendelee.
So tumekubaliana kwamba tunaenda kuwa na mkutano wa viongozi grassroots leaders wa mkoa wa Magharibi yote, kaunti zetu 5 zote on Monday kule Kakamega, na tunaenda kuleta viongozi wote wakuje tusemezane, tuambiane what is our way forward as a community, na tungependa tutembee aje, tungependa tuongee na nani.
We wouldn't have gotten where we are if there was leadership in the country. And that realization is what brings all these people together amongst us here, and many more who will join. I believe we can put our heads together. Honorable Mugabe, Honorable Nabi, all these people have Milanya. They have people who are, have the capacity to be able to proffer some solutions to some of the issues. So we are not interested in attacking anyone. Or we just want to consult amongst ourselves.
Na mimi naona pia nyinyi mmeanza siasa ya ukabila hapa. Nyinyi mshikane. Nyinyi Waluhya sikia. Mshikane pia mkiwa hapa nyumbani. Kama jamii, kama team. Msianza kugawana ati Musalia, sijui Eta, sijui Natambea, sijui nani. Kutanisha hao waambie mshikane. Wakishashikana kiongozi atapatikana. Mnasikia mwingine anasema tawe, mwingine sijui anasema nini, sijui mwingine anasema nini. Nyinyi mtapitwa na basi tena. Mimi naona tu mkisubaa vile mnasubanga tena. Mwenyezi Mungu awabariki, asanteni sana.
So hello guys, welcome back again to this wonderful space for your new guy where you get some political insights as per how I think and as per the things that exist in the public domain. And today the one thing that you're going to focus on is the Luhya vote, because that's how it is. In the Kenyan politics, it is characterized by what we call the Kenyan election is based on tribalism or ethnicity. Something made me to just focus on this large Luhya vote upon realization that the Luhya community is the second largest ethnic group in Kenya after the Kikuyu.
Unakuja hapa unasimama unasema sisi we are the second largest.
Lazima tujipange kama jamii namba 2 Kenya in terms of population. We will no longer be classified as others.
Whereby the Kikuyu lead by at 17%, then we have the Luhya community at 14%, then we have the Kalenjins at 13%, then we have the Luo community which has the 4th position, then from there we have finally the Kamba. Now as per the introduction of the 2010 constitution, which was aimed at addressing the issues that resulted to post-election violence. Remember, Kibaki won 2008 by a margin of 46%, but due to some ratification of the constitution, they insisted for one to be voted for, he needed to have a support of at least tribes. That is it. Because with the Luhya community alone, with the Kikuyu community alone, you cannot win a Kenyan election. So that's why you have to combine 2 communities. But recently, as I said, we had Geoffrey Natembeya who said that they could no longer be categorized as others since they're the second largest community. But why are they, as per, they are the second largest community, but in terms of political influence, the Luhya community is categorized as others. Now, why is the reason so? So before that, let me return to that topic that I said, as per the 2010 constitution said, for one to be a president, he had to win or have an average of 50 plus 1. Now, the constitution was modified to ensure that for one to enter into presidency, it needed the support from more than one ethnic group, even more than two. That is because if you had 17% of the Kikuyu community and the 14% of the Luhya community, one cannot garner enough votes to make him a president in Kenya. So, but ever since the Kenyan election has been that way. That's why we have with ODM plus the Luhya community plus the Akamba community and other small tribes, they add up to try to garner. Now we have Ruto who with the Kalenjin community and the Kikuyu community and also add some section of the Luhya community. That's how he was able to win that election. Now, I'm going to give the reason as to why, politically, in terms of political influence, why the Luhya community is categorized as others. Number one, remember the Luhya community is made up of a combination of many sub-tribes, unlike the Kikuyu community, where they are just a single community known as the Kikuyu. When you come to the Luhya community, the second largest community, it has almost a total of 23 sub-tribes. That include the Idaho, the Wanga, the Wamaragoli, the Wanyore, among others. Also Isuha, Wasimia, those among others. But these sub-tribes seem to, it also paints a real picture of how the Kenyan election is. Now, with these sub-tribes, they paint the real picture of how the Kenyan election is. They are divided through that. They are not, although the Kalenjin also have some more sub-tribes, the Kalenjin support all their leaders without looking at which sub-tribe they are coming from. If you have said the Kalenjins, we all categorize them as Kalenjin. It's sad for them to hear that we come from the Kipsigis community, we come from the Marakwet community, or the Elgon. They do not associate themselves with a specific sub-tribe. They speak as one. Even if you go to the campus politics, the Kalenjins move as one block. Now that's why they make the second most influential tribe in Kenyan politics, similar as the Luo community. Although they're divided through the Liver Lake Nilotes, the the plain idols, among others. I don't remember to be specific, but they also move as a block together as one. Secondly, the something that has made also the Luhya community to be categorized as others in terms of political influence is what we call their loyalty. The Luhya are loyal to the leaders that they believe in. They are very loyal, and those leaders also show the same things to those people they work with. We have Mudavadi. Mudavadi, after his father died, the then President Moi decided to give him the ministerial position to his son now, the Mudavadi. And together with that, because the Moi understood what we call the Luhya politics and the Luhya numbers, how they were and in terms of the large, and how they could influence their 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 elections, he decided, because he was preparing Uhuru Kenyatta to be his successor. So to do this, because number one, we had the Kikuyu one, the number one. Secondly, we had the Kalenjins. Now with the Luhya, with the Kikuyus, because Uhuru was a Kikuyu, and with the support of him uh, um, uh, as a Kalenjin, he had the Kalenjin support. And thirdly, the Luhya community. So with this, he knew he was going to win. But the Luhya punished him by heavily voting for Mwai Kibaki with Kijana Wamalwa then. They did not go to follow Mudavadi. So they instead diverted their focus to one particular person. And at that time, remember, there's those who stood with Mudavadi. But mostly remember, those people that have stood with Mudavadi, they are the ones that come from East County, that is Vihiga County, because he is a Maragoli. With this influence in mind, after winning the 202 general election, after disappointing this one particular guy, Musalia Mudavadi, who was going to be the vice of Uhuru Kenyatta, they decided to go on to win on the election, where Kijana Wamalwa became the vice president and Mwai Kibaki became the president. But not long enough, Kijana Wamalwa passed on. But because Kibaki had to retain, because he was focusing on returning on the second term, so he had to retain the what you call the favor of the Luhya community. He again chose another Luhya, that was Mudi Awori, to instead replace the the one who was gone, was Kijana Wamalwa. And Mudi Awori was gone, and he stood up to the 202 general election. But come 208 general election, things changed. We had the Luhya community, remember, for the longest time, decided to stuck with Ford Kenya. And but the then Ford Kenya had moved to the side of ODM, whereby some lawyers massively stood with their Luo brothers to vote heavily for Raila Amolo Odinga. Now, the Luhya vote, some stood with Mudi Awori, but some decided to stick with their Luo brothers, that is from the ODM community. I remember with the section that moved with this particular guy who was called Raila Amolo Odinga, was Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula. Among from the time then, and I remember Eugene Wamalwa had started coming up. With this huge movement, they together moved towards supporting Uhuru, because most of the Luhya leaders were on the side of Raila Amolo Odinga, whereby a section only remained with the Kibaki's side. So you see that division. Okay, let's continue. Coming back in the 2013 general election, Mudavadi decided to stand for presidency with what the one then we call Jeremiah Kioni. But they really failed terribly, because the Luhya community did not vote massively for Musalia Mudavadi, because the Luhya community, remember, the Luhya community does not have a common leader. So that's the point number 4. The Luhya community, what makes them to be not to vote as a unity, or to be categorized as others in terms of political influence, is that they do not have a kingpin.
Na mimi naona pia nyinyi mmeanza siasa ya ukabila hapa. Nyinyi mshikane. Nyinyi Waluhya sikia. Mshikane pia mkiwa hapa nyumbani. Kama jamii, kama team. Msianze kugawana ati Musalia, sijui Eta, sijui Natambea, sijui nani. Kutanisha hao, waambie mshikane. Wakishashikana kiongozi atapatikana. Mnasikia mwingine anasema tawe, mwingine sijui anasema nini, sijui mwingine anasema nini. Nyinyi mtapitwa na basi tena. Mimi naona tu mkisubaa vile mnasubanga tena. Mwenyezi Mungu awabariki, asanteni sana.
Mambo ya umoja wa Waluhya imekuwa ni kama kitendawili ambacho hakijateguliwa tangu marehemu Wamalwa kijana aage dunia.
Yeah, they do not have a kingpin. That has always been a problem ever since, because those communities that feel that they have their people, they stick to give the loyalty to their people. And this, the Luhya community, or all these leaders, we have had many times the Luhya community trying to come together so that they can try and unite the Luhya community, but that has been impossible. Remember, even in the 2022 general election, the likes of the former governor for Kakamega County stuck with the one we call now the likes of Wycliffe Oparanya. We have Edwin Sifuna, among others, stuck with the Azimio. Now, having some people going to Azimio and some going to UDA, this meant that every county, or every county, maybe from where these leaders came, moved with their supporters to the different coalitions that they were. So not having a common leader like the mountain where we had Uhuru is what made the Luhya vote to be categorized as others. So that division is what makes them have less political influence, or for them to be categorized as others. And as long as they do not find a leader that will unite the Luhya community, I promise you that there's no day the Luhya community is going to be number 2 in terms of political influence. And secondly, the leaders know that the Luhya community have loyal leaders. We have the likes of Moses Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi. They have stuck with Baba for the longest time, until recently when they decided to move to the United Democratic Alliance. All that time, we have seen now with the cabinet shuffling, the Luhya community have shown support and have done their work very well, also to the other side of the Wycliffe Oparanya side. So the Luhya community, number one, what makes them to be have less influence is 3 things. Number one is the many sub-tribes that they have. Secondly is the loyalty they have to their leaders. And thirdly, which is the main point, is that they do not have a kingpin. So thank you. Let me take time.